Hey guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I'm just popping in for a really short video about the Divine Feminine. A few people have asked me to speak on the Divine Feminine, just like anything, like my thoughts. And so I thought, oh hey, that's something, we all kind of talk about it, the Divine Masculine, the Divine Feminine. People have been talking about, toxic masculinity, and just, I think I just wanted to throw in my 2 cents. So here it goes. As you know, I have a background as a Mayan astrologist, and so I see feminine energy and masculine energy just maybe a little bit differently. Maybe it's not different than maybe some other cultural beliefs and things like that, but the way I see divine feminine, divine masculine is not male and female. It's not man and woman. They're energies. And so for me, how I see it, masculine energy is this almost immovable, strong, eternal, stoic energy, kind of like the mountains, immovable, yet strong and needed. The divine feminine, the way I see that, is the life force, the power. Oftentimes, perhaps in the West, it's the masculine energy that's seen as the fire. It's what's, the start of things. It's the explosion. It's the creation of life. And the feminine is usually seen as passive, receptive, and things of that nature. For me, I see the divine feminine as more like, actually, Mother Gaia is the epitome of divine feminine. It's, life. It's the explosion of life. That there wouldn't be life, there wouldn't be that fire, that energy, that thing that drives everything, to grow, to, cycle through changes of, death and rebirth and all of this without divine feminine. The masculine, however, is what kind of stabilizes it, keeps it strong, and makes it eternal. So both are needed. I never bash one or the other. I never say we need to be all divine feminine, because if it was lopsided like that, if it was just divine feminine, if it was just that feminine energy, I think that crazy energy would be just sprouting everywhere, and there'd be nothing to solidify it and give it direction. In Mayan astrology and in Mayan belief, the Coyopa, which is the energy within us, the lightning bolt within us, that's the divine feminine. That's the feminine energy. It's basically what makes us move. I would neither be able to be talking to you guys nor moving my limbs or anything without that Coyopa energy. However, what stabilizes that energy is what encapsulates it, which is the soul, and that's usually seen as the masculine energy. They need each other in order for there to be life within us. Okay, so for Mama Gaia, she has her mountains, she has all of these things that keep her stable, while she's bursting forth in life. And so when we talk about, or people talk about, toxic masculinity, it's just that the balance has become lopsided. And for me, being somebody of a athletic background, I love the gym, personal trainer, I look at things in terms of the muscles. If something happens and you start to favor one muscle over the other, like somebody's in the gym, and sometimes people like to just work out the arms. That's all they do, work out their arms, work out the arms. They never work out the legs. Okay, there becomes an overuse of one part of the body, neglecting the other part of the body. Injury happens because there's an imbalance in the body. Same thing with divine feminine, divine masculine, the two energies. You start to create a lopsided, well, then there's going to be problems. Things are going to fall apart. Things are going to deteriorate because there isn't a balance. And so what they mean by toxic masculinity is just that the situation has become toxic because of the lopsided of the energy, the lopsidedness. And so if everything is just meant to be strong, contained, and, eternal, but there's nothing flow, there's no flow to it, there's no explosion of life to it, how can that energy move forward? It cannot. Just like if it was just divine feminine, well, it would be going crazy all over the place, and there would be nothing to stabilize it so that it can move forward in all kinds of beautiful directions. So both are needed, and I do believe that a divine feminine and a divine masculine reside in all of us. And so it's not about taking down men, and it's not about looking down on male figures and things like that. It's recognizing that there is a duality in all of us, and the more that we recognize that within ourselves, we can start to take stock and say, where has my energy become lopsided? Have I been in creation mode and, sparking all these wonderful things, yet I have nothing to contain it? I have totally driven out my masculine energy? Or is it stoic, and this is the way it always is, and I have nothing to push me into new directions, and I have totally ignored my feminine energy? So it's all about, recognizing those two things within us, trying to create a balance within us, thus balancing out the world itself, thus balancing out the energy of humanity. That's how we create change. It's from within. It's not about taking down a gender. It's not about gender at all. It's about an energy. And all of this, by the way, is in my opinion. This is just how I see everything. I just see it as in duality, as in energy. And we are energy. We are eternal. We have a koyopa. We have a nahual. We have spirit within us. And so us being energetic beings, we have full control over balancing energy because we are energy. And so if we all recognize that, if we all become conscious of that, the change we can create in the world is like, oh my gosh, it's crazy. And so when people say it is time for the divine feminine, what they're asking is to bring the balance back. They're not saying let's make it all lopsided, and just make it all feminine energy. It's recognize what the masculine is needed for and what the feminine is needed for, and how they can work together in harmony. So let me know what you guys think. This is something that, we talk on and off. I think I've mentioned it maybe a couple of times in my live chat. I love, seeing people's videos and people's comments, talking about the divine feminine. And actually, here's another just quick example, because I do mine astrology. Is when I talk about the day signs and the day numbers. In my belief, it's considered a marriage of the two, not necessarily like this one is male and this one is female. Again, it's energies. It's that stoic, strong energy is what the day sign is. And it's usually an archetype of a particular piece of mythos and creation. And what the day number is the feminine portion. And so if you have just the day sign, great, we have this immovable, stoic energy of the day. But how is that energy transmuted? It needs some sort of flow. It needs some sort of direction. And that's where that feminine number comes in. And so that's why in Mayan belief, and a lot of Mayan astrology, everything is about a pairing of masculine and feminine. Not necessarily, the archetype they say is like man and woman. But what they're really trying to say is an energy of this divine masculine, divine feminine, and they need to be married at all times in order for there to be balance throughout your day, throughout your year, throughout the millennia. And so you'll see that a lot in a lot of their stories, and about the hero twins and all of these things, and when they talk about the directions and the energy of Mother Earth herself, everything is about pairs. Everything is about being a marriage between that masculine and feminine. So anyway, I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you guys think about the divine feminine? Do you think that it's about bringing in a balance? Do you think it's about bringing up the divine feminine and then maybe balancing it later? Or what are your thoughts? That's just mine. I'm not saying that I'm like right about everything. I just put my thoughts out there and opinions, and I am willing to have a discussion with you guys. I love to hear your thoughts and opinions, so please do share. Let's stay, all of us, open-minded about this, because once something becomes a I think a solid belief, very masculine thing, then we are not open to other things, which is a very feminine thing to do. So let's be a little bit more open. Let's add some flow to those beliefs, so that we can, grow as a people. All right. So I will catch you guys later. Yeah. If you dug this, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that notification bell for more videos just like this. And if you have other topics that you would like me to speak on, again, it's just my opinion, then I'd be more than happy to just place that in the comment section down below. All right, and since I was talking about Mayan astrology, if you are interested in taking my Mayan astrology course, head over to www.kittenswaitsandtarot.com and click on my Leon Mystery School. I'm the head mistress of the school. There's a few other teachers that teach some other things. I teach Mayan astrology. I'll help you through the basics of Mayan astrology and getting through your Mayan destiny chart. And I'm thinking of doing maybe an advanced course later on, doing Flight of the Feathered Serpent. So I don't know. But anyway, I will catch you spiritual homies later. All the information is down below for newsletter, all that goodness, and my readings and all of that. But I will talk to you later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.